I mean, look, his running back coach right now never played football. I don't care. Listen, I want my son to have competition.
Yeah.
Rico Dowd, I did see him ball out in what I did see from the game last week.
Yeah.
He did.
I want him to be the best he can be.
Right.
But you know what, another thing? But the thing that I really want, I want one of these. That's what Ezekiel Elliott wants. He plays for championships all his life. Ezekiel Elliott wants to be a part of a brotherhood to win a Super Bowl. Okay? And so I can't speak for my son, but I know my son is not selfish. And so if we win tomorrow, that's a good feeling.
Right.
But just be a man of your word. Don't tell me you love me. Don't bring me to the party, and then you don't acknowledge me.
I can't believe I'm about to say this again, but the Dallas Cowboys have released running back Ezekiel Elliott, and trust me, this is one that's been bubbling up for a while now, as sources behind the scenes have already let some of us know that this was something that was cooking for a while. There was multiple teams in the picture. We're going to talk about some of that in a second, but let's get into the shocking news concerning Ezekiel Elliott's release. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones on the team's release of Ezekiel Elliott. Quote, out of respect and appreciation for Zeke and wanting to provide him with an opportunity to pursue any potential playoff participation possible, we are releasing him from the Cowboys roster today. As I have said many times previously, Zeke's impact as one of the greatest to ever play with the star on their helmet will never change and is etched in our record books and history forever. We thank him, love him, and wish him the absolute best. Wow. Okay, so an unceremonious season ends with an unceremonious dismissal of Ezekiel Elliott in the final week of the NFL season, giving him a chance to go and play with one of the potential playoff contenders that was already wanting his services from the beginning. Don't be surprised if you see Ezekiel Elliott sign with a team like the Detroit Lions or the Kansas City Chiefs or one of those types of squads, as those are his potential landing spots according to sources behind the scenes again. And if y'all don't think we have any sources, then you are sadly mistaken. Because I'm not sure how much better of a source you can get than the person that actually helped create the player himself. So I'm just saying right now, we all kind of knew this was coming for a while. We did a show with Ezekiel Elliott's dad, Stacy Elliott, about a couple of months ago, about a month and a half ago now. And at the show, he was pretty much letting us know, man, they were not happy with the Dallas Cowboys. They were not happy with how Zeke was being used. One of the main things that Zeke was upset about, one of the reasons he got left behind that one game when it seemed like he pretty much got told to stay home, one of the main reasons all of that happened was because Zeke was not happy with how the team was running. He was not happy with how the coaches were coaching. He was not happy with having a running back coach that has never played football before. He was not happy with having a coaching staff that relied more on analytics than on actual coaches tape and actual film and actual stuff that's happening on the field. He was not happy with the way in which the Cowboys were being managed and the way in which he was being managed as well. And he felt like he wasn't getting the best opportunity to really shine a little bit, right? So this right here is going to work both ways. I promise you, this is not a one-way deal right here. This is not the Cowboys. Oh, we're done with him. This is 100% legitimately. Jared was actually telling the truth right here. This is 100% giving Zeke a chance to go sign one of those playoff teams. And if you think it's ridiculous that he said that, I'm telling you, he's going to be signed to the Lions or the Chiefs or one of those teams fairly soon. Just wait on it. Now, as it pertains to Zeke being released overall, Jerry didn't lie about something else that he said earlier in the season. Y'all remember when Jerry was talking about using a running back committee because he wanted to keep the running backs fresh? Y'all thought he was lying. Here's the thing, he wasn't lying. He just wasn't trying to keep them fresh for us. He was trying to keep Zeke fresh for another team in their playoff run. And this may be one of the situations, man, as a Cowboys fan, we got to watch another Cowboys great, quote unquote, go and win a Super Bowl with a whole nother organization. This is about to be the Marcus Ware all over again, man. And I don't know if my spirit can take watching Zeke go and win a Super Bowl with these other teams. As long as it's not the Eagles or one of them type of squads, I guess it's cool. But yeah, Ezekiel Elliott, his time here, his second time around with Dallas went a lot like Jason Witten's second time around with Dallas. And at this point, between Jason Witten and Ezekiel Elliott and how those two redos played out for the Cowboys, I don't think we're going to see many more redos. I think from now on, once the Cowboys are done, they're going to be done no matter how much they love the player. It didn't work out either time with Jason Witten or Ezekiel Elliott. Jason Witten was a shell of himself, and Ezekiel Elliott just, according to him, his camp, he didn't get the opportunity. But according to the statistics and what was shown on the field, Ezekiel Elliott was a shell of himself as well. He pretty much posted career lows in every meaningful rushing category. 74 attempts for 226 yards, 3.1 yards per carry. He had negative 59 rushing yards over expected, which means he just really wasn't helping his case all that much. And he even lost a fumble this season. It's something he actually hasn't done since 2021. So yeah, Zeke did not have the best showing here, whether it was inside the tackles or outside the tackles. He still wasn't going to get you much yardage. 3 yards per carry going both ways. So wherever he ends up going, I just hope they have a much better offensive line that's going to allow for him to actually get some work in. And I think that's a question I want to ask all of y'all is, when Zeke goes to his next team, are you guys going to be rooting for Zeke? Or are y'all firmly rooting against Zeke? That's the question that I really want to know the answer to as it pertains to you guys watching. How do y'all actually feel about this? How do y'all feel about Cowboys players and Cowboys greats, your favorite Cowboys going to other teams and potentially winning a Super Bowl with those organizations instead of winning a Super Bowl with the Cowboys? I feel like once that happens, those guys kind of become more embedded in the fabric of those other organizations than they do the ones that they started with. I'm just saying, DeMarcus Ware, yes, he feels like a Cowboy is great, but man, that man really made his hay with the Broncos. So that's kind of like I don't know if I would have to do the same thing with Ezekiel Elliott or any of our players for that matter. Maybe I'm just being a little bit selfish, but that's just me talking as a fan. But I just can't believe this happened. I'm lying. I can't believe this happened. I'm just surprised that Jerry them actually are doing this right now. And this is an interesting tactic right here, boy. If you really want to kind of load the deck up against another team or something, man, releasing one of your players with the intention of them going to another team to help that team beat another team is absolutely hilarious. Like releasing Zeke to help him potentially go to the Detroit Lions to beat the Eagles, one of these other teams in the playoffs, that is a whole nother level of petty if it actually happens that way. But yeah, man, we still the same old Cowboys, and Ezekiel Elliott just got released.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.